All right, let's dive into Curiosa. Set in 1897 Paris, we meet Marie, a spirited young woman, pressured into a marriage she doesn't desire. Her heart belongs elsewhere, or perhaps to someone else entirely. Her fiancé decides to bring a girl from Algeria home with him, and things start to get complicated. It's clear from the start that Marie and this young gentleman photographer, Pierre, are drawn to each other, but societal expectations and, of course, Marie's impending nuptials cast a long shadow over their budding connection. The film brilliantly portrays the constraints placed on women, especially those of a certain social standing, at the time, the need to marry well to secure a family's future, but at what cost to their own happiness and desires. As Marie navigates this difficult situation, we see her questioning everything she thought she knew about her future. She is battling between duty and her passion. Pierre, meanwhile, is not without his own set of issues. He's a complex character. Although he clearly admires and desires Marie, he's also dealing with a sense of obligation, a feeling of obligation to someone else that he has a previous connection with. As she poses for these photographs, there's this palpable sense of Marie almost daring Pierre to see past her role as a bride-to-be, to really see her as a woman with desires of her own. She begins to rebel, both outwardly and inwardly. She spends time in this cafe, and the other members of Marie's social circle begin to have their own suspicions about what is happening and who is involved with who. One of her circle is not as well off, and her friends plan and conspire to lift her situation through marriage. As she enjoys her new bohemian life more and more, we get to see this conflict that she's feeling between what is expected of her and what she actually longs for in life. She really can't make a decision without the consequences. I really wanted to see the beauty of that bohemian life in their connection shine through. It seemed that she could not have her own joy or peace within the situation. In a pivotal turn, the truth of their mutual attraction comes to light, revealing a portrait with passion. The two make a pact to be with each other no matter what. But can they truly escape the constraints of their predetermined roles, or are they destined to conform? Pierre finds himself in a difficult position as well. His friend comes to visit him and share the fact that he knows everything about what's happening with Marie. His friend feels betrayed and that he must now take action. He also reveals some of Pierre's art and questions its beauty. Marie and Pierre finally can have their desires fulfilled. It does not come without sacrifice. In the end, Marie and Pierre finally confront their own feelings. With her family in attendance, Marie finally decides to move forward in a different way. As a result of it all, our thoughts and feelings have changed around this set of curious circumstances. I will leave you all with the same as you watch this film. Following the passionate kiss between Marie and Pierre, we see Marie now dressing, but both are in contemplation of one another. There are things that come with passion. As they are not fulfilled, the two must now move on. Marie and Pierre walk the streets of Paris now holding hands, but soon become separated when her friends come upon them. They exchange money with each other for secrets not shared and part ways. Perhaps not entirely, but it seems that way. As Pierre returns to his photography studio, a nude woman awaits to be photographed, yet Marie's face is plastered in the darkroom with his previous nude photographs. Now the two share time together by getting ready to leave, but the reality of how their lives must go forward begins to become apparent. All the while, the wedding draws near. Marie's friends attempt to distract her and remind her of what is coming, yet there is turmoil and conflict evident as the reality of life begins to set in for Marie. The film shows how societal pressure begins to close in upon the world that she had hoped for. The constraints of duty are taking the life and joy right out of her. In what felt like a turning point, she begins to cry as she comes to terms with the realization of what will be for her life. As she looks in the mirror, she sees Pierre, and she asks about the nude art he performs. Is there something going on? Was Marie just an object? As Marie sits down to write to Pierre, she cannot get over what is happening and how she will need to make a choice to find her own way again. She asks Pierre to be courageous and not to be a part of what is closing in. As Marie walks to the market, her friends are there and share that they have intercepted and read her mail to Pierre, and they encourage her to make the right decisions. As the night dawns on us and the moon is as full as the feelings we are experiencing, our characters prepare for their various futures. What happens next for Marie and Pierre as they are faced with making life decisions and the impact on those around them? It's for you to decide. As Pierre sleeps, we see Marie looking over their art. We pan over to Pierre in his bed. As he wakes, he hears Marie speaking to someone through the wall. Marie is professing that it should not be that way. To love is to belong to someone, to be adored. How painful that must be to him. Siam tread of to the wall and listens. He begins to get emotional. He's visibly torn up about what she is saying. A knock at the door brings a visit from Madame. Madame is very stern in what she demands. She states that Henri has been very patient to wait for her to be delivered, that she must have someone who loves her as Madame expects she should be. The ultimatum has been given. How will Marie react? As Pierre now sleeps with bandages over his eyes, Marie comes into the room and lays down beside him. She says that his silence is assassinating her. She states that all that is left inside of her is a little tiger, and as she traces the lines on his arms, it is clear what is to become. She loves Pierre. It dawns over on her. Will! As Marie and her betrothed walk through a park, they come across Pierre, a photographer, a professional friend, perhaps. He states that, given his recent injury, Pierre will no longer be a part of the tour. Now will Marie decide and be courageous? Will she pursue what is now before her, or will she concede to the fate that has been offered? A servant visits Marie and shares she must speak with her soon. A plot. Is this for good or for ill? Later on that evening, as Marie is in her chambers and Pierre comes, she asks him, then professes her love and needs him, and only him. It is clear that Marie has made a choice now, and she is ready to act on her choice. As Madame is listening from the other side of the door, she can only hear, yet not see. Who decides Marie's fate, and what does she plan? What next for the world that Curiosa has built? Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.